Watch this. Why you run like that? Why you run like that? Why you run like that? He like, all right. Okay.
All because you wanted to go to that party so bad you couldn't find a reliable arrangement, get him a babysitter so he can be properly cared for while you go out 3 a.m. in the morning to go party on the beach.
He also allegedly suffers from spasticity, which is like a neurological disorder that makes it hard for people or babies to move their limbs. He also suffers from seizure disorder and CVI. Now, CVI is cortical visual impairment, which is just, it means that a part of his brain has been damaged, the part of his brain that controls his vision. So he has blindness.
The internet as a whole sighed in tiredness and curiosity as soon as Chrisean's little boy's name began to trend once more. It was the worn-out but engrossed feeling that comes when a story just won't stop. Nobody could be surprised by anything else, and everyone believed the story was finished. But here we are once more. Timelines, Twitter threads, and group discussions are all blowing up like wildfire. One more twist in an unrelenting tale. People are tired, to be sure, but they're also paying attention because, let's be honest, nobody ever really pays attention to public scandals or the problems of famous parents. The headline wasn't just any old bullshit this time. It was oddly heavier, larger, and more intimate.
Bad is I would want this information that was just put out about Chrisean Jr. to be false. At some point, I'm thinking it might be some type truth to it. Because you got to think, almost 2-year-old child is laying on his back. He's not mobile, so that means he's in diapers. So that means he's sitting in that. So can I believe there were maybe possible breakdown of the skin? I can believe.
The discussion went beyond Chrisean's decisions as a public figure and artist. The subject matter concerned her role as a mother and the choices she made that had an impact on the life of a small kid who has been the focus of attention ever since he lost the ability to walk. The timings were immediately confused. Across the room, supporters began to scowl. Its claws were sharpened by criticism. Even the more dispassionate, spectators felt compelled to express their opinions. Social media was inundated with uncensored conversations, think pieces, and comments. While some of the posts were harsh, others were critical. Many expressed genuine concerns, but many believed the advice was being misconstrued as judgment. The tone was clearly established.
And we kept trying to tell y'all that Chrisean is a terrible fucking mother, and y'all was just trying to have her back and give her so much sympathy. Allegedly, Chrisean's son's medical records got leaked. They're saying that he suffered from withdrawals from when he was pregnant, okay, because I know the baby wasn't doing it, so that means the mama was, and we all saw her smoking and drinking while she was pregnant, okay? The medical records are also saying allegedly that he suffered from fetal alcohol syndrome, meaning that he is being affected from what his mama did, allegedly. Allegedly is saying that he also has a seizure disorder, and is saying a few other things are contributing to the why he's 2 and he cannot walk yet. And even Yanti got on here. We've been trying to tell this girl to get help for her baby. She talking about pray for her. All the prayers in the world ain't gonna work if you're not taking that baby to go get help.
Chrisean is reportedly prepping her son for a difficult future. They aren't being quiet about it either. This has nothing to do with idols. Something more substantial, heavier, and unrelenting. At the moment, it seems like lighting a match in a room full of gas vapors whenever someone tweets or posts about her. It doesn't just light up, it blows up. Everyone is looking at everything. Once disregarded parenting decisions are now recognized as admissible evidence in court. And the discussion got deafening as the most recent round of leaks surfaced online.
And he drowned. And he got unalived. All because you wanted to go to that party so bad you couldn't find a reliable arrangement, get him a babysitter so he can be properly cared for why you go out 3 a.m. in the morning to go party on the beach? Is it that serious? Some people are just not meant to have kids. I mean, like, I don't like to judge nobody parenting, but she just she do shit. And it's given, like, it's all for clout. She want to be the bud.
Along with hazy suspicions. Reports of documents purportedly connected to an investigation into her parenting began to emerge. Give it some time to settle. It is one thing for someone to speculate. When fake or real receipts begin to circulate, it's another. These allegations suggest that the notes describe dangerous situations, late-night drama, and dangerous choices that would make any parent cringe. According to online rumors, she allegedly endangered her son while she was away. She allegedly exposed him while partying one night by the river, according to hearsay. Nobody is holding back when it comes to this foul language. Screenshots are being shared much like digital trading cards. There are a lot of angry comments and conjecture. People are gaining a fresh perspective on images and films that have been available online for months by analyzing them. The child appears nervous. They say,
"What type of legacy do you want to leave behind for him? What do you want him to know about Mom?"
How to turn to God. I just want to teach him how to. Because it's nothing.
He seems uncomfortable when voices are raised and flinches at abrupt movements. Whether those views are accurate or overblown is unimportant because the assumption is stoking the flames. Now it's a part of the story. Every video frame is being slowed down, replayed, and examined as if it were evidence in a current inquiry. And how this was overlooked for so long is the most frequently asked question in comment sections. The complexity of the reactions is what's strange.
Who's out here breaking HIPAA laws? Apparently, there's some medical records of Chrisean and her baby floating around, and I don't know if it's true. This is all alleged, but I'm just gonna share what I learned. Maybe, allegedly. So it says that the baby suffers from fetal alcohol syndrome and neonatal abstinence syndrome. So neonatal abstinence syndrome is basically the baby is withdrawing from opioids, some sort of, but they're thinking either opioids or coke in this case. And allegedly, but he also allegedly suffers from spasticity, which is like a neurological disorder that makes it hard for people or babies to move their limbs. He also suffers from seizure disorder and CVI. Now, CVI is cortical visual impairment, which is just it means that a part of his brain has been damaged, the part of his brain that controls his vision. So he has blindness. Like a lot of people, I've heard people say this, but I just didn't believe it. But oh my God. It also says that he should be in palliative care. Now, I work in hospice, and a lot of people, they believe that palliative care and hospice is interchangeable, but it's not. The palliative care kind of focuses more on prolonging the life of the child or person in general. But in this case, if he should be on palliative care, he's got a very serious medical condition, and she needs to be taking care of him. How? As a mother, do you know these diagnoses, or do you know any of this information about your son and not help him?
Many individuals are convinced that this is evidence that the movies, the leaks, and the rumors all add up to something that cannot be disputed. Another, equally outspoken group, on the other hand, firmly supports Chrisean and claims that this is a witch hunt. They view it as online gossip, a blatant invasion of privacy. and people blaming a mother who is merely attempting to raise her child for problems. The division is deep, and it is growing worse every day. However, if even some of these claims are true, the situation might be much worse than anyone had previously believed. The pressure is increasing, and the storm's loudness is intensifying. Chrisean has been silent the entire time. No affirmations, no denials, and no recognition of any moments of recklessness. She is acting as though she is impervious to danger.
Sean's son's medical records leaking and everybody seeing and hearing about what's on them does not cancel her. I don't know what else at this point will. Like, somebody needs to get that little boy out of her care and get him out of her care quick. I tried to give Chrisean the benefit of the doubt because, you know, you're not always the best parent. Not everybody is the best parent, but they might be the best parent for that child. No, she's not the best parent at all. Like, seeing what's on these medical records is making me sick. Like, mind y'all, he didn't ask to be here and she did not have.
However, the silence is beginning to feel oppressive, like an insurmountable burden. People are addicted to their gadgets because of it. When is she going to lose it? When is she going to do it? At this stage, things become much more chaotic. Internet surfers enjoy mysteries. It is currently treating the entire situation as though it were a case that needs to be settled. There are many self-described detectives on social media. They are constructing a crime scene by acquiring previous interviews, examining screenshots, comparing timestamps, and going through comment threads. It's compulsive, but that's simply the way the beast is. The majority of us want to be the first to say, "I knew it." Then came the greatest shock to date.
Junior's medical records been leaked. I don't know how true it is, but it's saying that he got all type of stuff and how she was being neglectful. But my thing is, if the doctors test the babies after they were born and they see that something, like if she was doing substances or something, she would have had to suffer the consequences. So I'm not sure if everything is true or not, but whoever did leak that is about to face some serious charges because the HIPAA laws, like, wow.
When purported medical records began to circulate, things took a sharp turn. Despite the fact that the said data was connected to her little child, nobody was able to verify their veracity. The noise was abrupt and unrelenting. Blogs were up in a matter of hours. Line by line, like a secret code, the kilometers of Twitter. Discussions were being deconstructed. The charges indicated ongoing health and developmental challenges. The conversation abruptly changed. Parenting was no longer the only issue in this situation. The possible repercussions for a child who might be having difficulties in the background were the subject of discussion. It made no difference if any of it was true or not. The rumors caused the internet to buzz for days.
Any type of tension whatsoever. We've never even seen Chrisean take Junior to the damn park. The park. And this is only a part of what we see during her entire day. Imagine what that boy gotta go through 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week with Chrisean, because y'all know she don't have no nanny, she don't have no caretaker, because she don't want anybody to know what Chrisean Jr. is going through. That he can't talk, he can squeak, he can't.
The story did not end there. The popularity of all of Chrisean's son's videos, both new and old, returned. People glanced at previously unnoticed objects. Typical remarks were, "He seems so distant," or "Why doesn't he light up like other toddlers?" Others saw the stolen records as the final piece of the puzzle, providing an explanation for previously inexplicable behaviors. Others denounced social media as repulsive and a violation of children's privacy and said it was transforming speculation into risk. But the discussion had become unmanageable. Others began to unwind before another wave struck. According to online reports, Junior has been collaborating with a group of experts, including specialists in heart care, physical therapy, muscular therapy, vision, and other fields that provide the kind of support system that recommends continuous treatment.
Watch this. Why you run like that? Why you run like that? Why you run like that?
That, in a sense, eased some of the anxiety. Many people think, well, at least she's getting him help. However, it also brought up fresh issues. Why were so many experts present? What's happening behind closed doors? Then there were the whispers of pregnancy alternatives. According to several sources, she confessed in private to acting in ways that would have put her little son in more trouble while she awaited decisions. Although there was, of course, no proof, many interpreted it as a covert acknowledgement that something was taking place behind closed doors. As the story continued to shift and depict images of personal struggles in contrast to public identities, people couldn't help but stare. It is also impossible to ignore the past. Since day one, the public has been aware of this young man's life. Humans preserve all of their memories. Fans claim that Chrisean prioritized her own problems over her son's comfort during the times when she appeared preoccupied. The purported vehicle collision that occurred during a heated phone argument with Blueface. The nighttime beach videos that went viral. The pictures where people are said to have abandoned him. The internet hasn't forgotten the question of whether those events were misinterpreted. Every outdated post and shaky video is being used to create the backdrop for the current storm. The live stream came after this. The one circumstance that truly made people go crazy was this one. During a live session where she was interacting with her fans, Chrisean made a humorous hand motion while carrying her son. Immediately, the infant writhed, twisted, and leaned away as if he wanted to get away. The discussions were animated. According to some, he appeared afraid. It is considered overstimulated by some. A lot of people said it was just a toddler acting like a toddler. However, in this situation, her nonchalant, watch this, before raising her hands, was a contentious comment. They began to inquire if this is what we see live. Imagine off camera. The internet helped turn a notion into a reality. Fire. The theories continue to this day. People are speculating wildly and making connections between things that may not even exist. This plotline persists in spite of the viral movies, the continuous commotion, and the purported medical revelations. People can't stop reading the narrative since it seems to be writing itself thanks to each repost, remark, and think piece. What are we left with now? Is this just another instance of how unimportant things can become enormous on the internet? Or do these explanations make sense? One thing is certain, even though the truth could be anywhere in the middle. The story is far from over, though. The attention just makes it more vivid with every new piece of footage, rumor, and receipt. Okay. Click, like, subscribe, and comment to enable such alerts. If there's one lesson to be learned from this tragedy, it's that Chrisean and her young son will be talked about online for a very long time.